March 12, 1938, Hitler unites Germany with Austria in a threatening portrayal of strength. By this time, both France and England were dreading the looming repercussions of allowing Germany to rearm. Neither was prepared to engage such a powerful enemy. Germany's surprise non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union came as a great shock to the world. Wary of a dual invasion into Poland, England and France vowed protection to Poland in the event of an attack. The well-trained Nazi forces numbered in the millions, and their military technologies was years ahead of much of Europe. In September 1939, Hitler orders the German Luftwaffe to attack Krakow, Lodz and Warsaw, Poland. The German army encircles Warsaw, while the Soviet Union invades from the east. Poland falls. The Polish cavalry were no match for the high-powered German machine guns, tanks, bombs, and massive artillery strikes. The Nazis immediately prepared for war with Belgium, France, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. Now, everything moves quickly. In a series of unpredictable blitzkrieg attacks, country by country, the Nazis move across Europe. First, Denmark and Norway are invaded. Just months later, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Belgium too are conquered. Now, France is left wide open, exposed on multiple sides. The Nazis' blitzkrieg attacks were directed at France in two phases. The first phase included paratroopers and occupation around the perimeter of France. The second used a blitzkrieg attack of panzer tanks. The well-armored and powerful panzer tank was arguably the key to the German blitzkrieg offensive. Combined with the gunning tactics, the Panzer Corps' 2,000 armored vehicles easily overran the larger Allied force of 4,000 armored vehicles. In an event known as Operation Dynamo, 3,500 British and French troops are evacuated. If they were to remain trying to defend France for but a few hours more, they most certainly would have been annihilated by the Germans. In just a period of 2 months, the Nazi Blitz completely incapacitated France. The Germans marched into France and into Paris, where they immediately occupied and took control of it. The French, Belgian, Dutch and British armies were completely destroyed. The total casualties of France alone surmounted 2 million. On June 22nd, 1940, the Second Armistice at Compiegne was signed between Germany and France. Hitler deliberately chose the very same railway carriage in which the 1918 armistice was signed. However, this time, Germany was the one issuing the orders to surrender. Starting immediately after the fall of France, Hitler sent waves of Luftwaffe fighters to bomb Great Britain as an attempt to gain air superiority. The German planes came in the hundreds. They bombed runways, ships, and major cities throughout Britain. But the British Royal Air Force fought hard, powered by the words of Winston Churchill and with new aircraft, like the Supermarine Spitfire. The people of Britain managed to fend off many of the Luftwaffe's attacks. Now, Britain is the only thing that stands in the way of the Nazi regime in Europe. Despite the odds against them, the British managed several crucial victories in North Africa and helped slow the Nazi advance with strategic night bombings of Germany. Even with their valiant efforts, the British just could not continue holding back the enormous Nazi war machine. Perplexed, Hitler postponed his Operation Sea Lion in the invasion of Britain, and instead enacted Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union. On June 22nd, 1941, Operation Barbarossa is launched. Interestingly, this move is probably the most influential mistake Germany made during World War II. It most likely cost them the war. This second front lessened the strain on Britain, and the freezing Arctic winters of Russia killed and weakened most of the Nazi forces. Nevertheless, fighting was fierce and millions of casualties resulted on both the Nazi and the Soviet sides. On the morning of Sunday, December 7th, 1941, aerial attack waves consisting of 353 Japanese aircraft bombed the United States naval base at Pearl Harbor. In addition to the destruction of Navy battleships and 188 aircraft, 2,388 Americans were killed and 1,178 wounded. The attack was one of the most important engagements of World War II. The United States was no longer neutral. The Americans were now part of World War II. The Americans proved to be an indispensable force. The United States formed the Allies with France, Britain, and the Soviet Union. They were compelled to rid Europe of the Nazis once and for all. Heavy battles were fought from 1942 through 1943, with heavy casualties on both sides. The Nazis still believed they could win, and they fought harder than ever. Seeing that progress was slowing, the Allies needed a new strategy, something that would take the Germans by surprise. What the Allies had in mind was possibly the most dangerous assault of all of World War II, nicknamed D-Day. The Normandy landings were part of Operation Overlord, and was a combined air and amphibious assault upon the coast of France.
Watch your height. I'm watching everything. Okay. How many searchlights would you call them? Too many, I reckon. Boy, good, I've never seen anything like this before. Neither have I. Should do with a pint. Keep your eyes peeled. Yeah. They're firing at us now. My God. You light your bag on any of those. 1 minute. Keep on weaving, skipper. Bomb doors open. Bomb doors open. Bombs away. 30. There goes the cookie. And there go the assemblies.
The mission is a success. Just 2 months after the invasion, on August 25th, the Allies liberate Paris. The Allies gain the upper hand and succeed in pushing the Nazis back towards Germany. In late March of 1945, the Allies succeed in crossing the Rhine River. The Soviets invade Berlin, and on April 29th, the Germans in Italy surrender. On May 8th, the Allies accept Germany's formal surrender, and the war in Europe is finally brought to an end.